Greetings, my name is Patty Jakes. Welcome to my channel. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic addict and I'm not a medical professional. This space is dedicated to the journey of sobriety and the pursuit of a healthier, happier life, sharing my experience, strength, and hope with all of you. Join me as we navigate the challenges, collaborate on the victories, and build a supportive community to living our best sober lives together. The topic for this video is going to be, do you have any reservations? And what I mean by a reservation isn't like a hotel reservation or restaurant reservation. A reservation in this term means deep down, do you plan on picking up again? Or if you really think deep within yourself, are you just kind of keeping things at bay, maybe stop drinking for a month or 3 months, but then plan on picking up? That's going to be the topic, because I think we've all been there, done that when it comes to reservations on our using, whether it be alcohol or drugs. With my reservation, I can remember when I was pregnant thinking, well, if I can stop drinking for 9 months, then, I'm good. And then I'm going to look forward to drinking again when I can. And ironically, what I learned from that experience was within a very short time of going back to alcohol, I was back to drinking the same amount as I was before I had gotten pregnant. So what it showed me was this disease is doing push-ups even when I'm not drinking. And they talk about that in Alcoholics Anonymous. And whether you choose to join another 12-step program, there's so many different ways. There's Celebrate Recovery, there's Alcoholics Anonymous, there's Narcotics Anonymous, and I'm sure there's many more out there. I'm not saying one is better than the other, because it's really whatever you gravitate to that helps you. For me, it was Alcoholics Anonymous, but it could be really any program that works for you. And when I went to my program, which was Alcoholics Anonymous, they showed us that this disease is doing push-ups while I'm sober. And I really didn't believe that. And that's probably why I had to go back out and try different ways of getting sober, until I realized that this disease is doing push-ups and that it wants me dead. It wants me to pick up, and when I, start drinking, I can't stop. So just because you are not drinking doesn't mean you're not an alcoholic. Like for me, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I hope to be grateful all the time as a recovering alcoholic. But if I pick up a drink, I'm back to being an alcoholic, because just because I stopped drinking for a day, a week, a month, a year, several years, doesn't mean that this disease is inside me and that I just can't stop, no matter how much time goes by. Some of the other people I know, good friends of mine that are in recovery, they also mentioned that they would stop using drugs, hard drugs, and they would switch to alcohol. But then they would find themselves out of control with the alcohol. So that's another way of, having a reservation, switching from another substance to another substance. And sometimes I can even do it with food, or, there's gambling. There's so many different addictions. And it's all really a thinking. We also are thinking incorrectly by thinking that drug or substance or action is going to make me happy, because it's not. There's no happiness in addiction. And also when life gets better, when things start getting better as we stay sober, now we're like, oh, well, now I can pick up that drink. I can have a drink, look I'm not so bad. And I also would think about other people. Like I would go somewhere and I'd see other people drinking and I'd be like, well, see, they're drinking. Why can't I drink? You know? And I would feel really angry because, well, why can't I drink? Everybody else is drinking. Why can't I? Instead of realizing that if I was a social drinker, that would be okay. Sorry about that. I have a cat that sometimes likes to come into the picture here. So basically, you can stop for a while, but if you go back, I mean, hats to you if you can drink occasionally and not have a problem, then obviously you're probably not an alcoholic or a drug addict. But for me, that's just my experience, strength, and hope with what's happened to me. I have tried, when I was in my disease, I would switch from drinking hard liquor, which is what I like the most, to switching to beer because that would take a longer period of time to get drunk. But I still would get drunk. It still did it. It took longer, and maybe more beer because hard alcohol hits much quicker. So, but none of these solutions worked for me. If you're getting anything out of my videos, I really appreciate you stopping in. And if you could like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all of your support. And if you want to share it with some friends or family or people that might be struggling as well, if I can help just one person, I'm so grateful. And I am going to put in the description below some of the tools that I use. My daily reflections, my big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, helps a lot. The reading materials, I use Audible and I also use books, and the links are through Amazon. So you can click right on there and get the book of your choice, Living Sober. We've got A Woman's Way Through the 12 Steps. I love this book. I also love the regular 12 steps. The 24 Hours a Day book. There's also a journal for the 24 Hours a Day book, so I love that. There's regular journals. I will post all the links so that you can subscribe, join, or you can actually, I am thinking about doing a Discord group as well, so we can maybe connect and reach out and talk. And if you have any questions or if you would like to share any experiences that you think might help other people, please feel free to do so. And if you have any questions, well, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much. And getting back to the topic of reservations, that's why it's so important, if you can, get to a meeting, whatever meeting you'd like. I mean, like I said, Alcoholics Anonymous or Celebrate Recovery, or reaching out to another sober person is huge. So if you can, if you can't get to a meeting, definitely I consider this kind of a meeting of, when it's one or more than one person, it's a meeting. So reaching out to others is always so important. So if you know of anyone in sobriety that you can reach out to, please do so, because that does help, as well as going to meetings. And we can do what I can't. And also, I'm going to end this meeting or this podcast with the Serenity Prayer, because it's all about God, giving it back, giving it to others, and also surrendering our fear for faith. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you. And again, please like and subscribe, and God bless. Thank you.